welcome to Mai's Moment, the best channel for makeup and hair tutorial and also products review. Today I'm going to share with you how to create this graduation's makeup look for your graduation day, especially for beginners. And if you're looking forward to have amazing makeup for your picture perfect, let's get started. If you have watched my channel by now, you probably know that I always start with skincares before I begin my makeup, because if you want a beautiful and flawless makeup, you definitely need to have a beautiful skincare routine. So the first thing that I'm going to do is a serums, and this is a pore serums from Sephora, and I'm really surprised that I'm in love with this product by now. The reason why I'm in love with the serum is because it worked for me. I have such a large pores in my T-zone, so having this applied throughout day and night, it does help to minimize my pores. My skin is super dry right now, so I'm going to apply my favorite Clinique moisturizers. And this is great if you have sensitive skins or your skin is super dry, but I noticed that whenever you are using these products, you have to continue on using these products. If you don't, the next day you automatically feel your skin is extremely dry. So if you are addicted to these products, maybe you have to be addicted for life, because seriously, you will able to tell the difference in the next day if you don't apply these products. The next part of your face is your lips. So if your lips is super dry and have a dead skin, you want to take it off with a sugar scrubs. I did do a video of DIY you can check out here, because it's majority of the products you already have at home, and you can put it together and take off the dead skin cells. So after you have used a lip scrub, you want to apply a lip balm after that, because you want your skin to stay soft, moisturizing during the process that you are doing your makeup. Whenever you are taking your graduation pictures and photographer using flash, guess what? It will pick up every single detail. So that means it's going to pick up your imperfections. So for me, I have a large pore, so I'm going to use the Professional's Foundation Primer to cover my pores. I usually like to start off around my nose, because that's where a lot of my pores lay around that area. So I gently press on the primer so it could be able to fill in the area that it needs to in order to make a very smooth surface. Then I'm going to move on to my forehead. Usually the large pore will lay around your T-zones, and if you have a combination skin, that is going to be a definite area that you want to target. And the leftover products, I'm just go ahead and apply all over my face. This is going to make a smooth surface, so whenever I apply foundations, it's going to last longer. The next step is to fill in your eyebrows. A lot of people usually skip this step, but trust me, this is very important because it's going to really complement your eyeshadows. So I'm just go ahead and draw an outline starting at the bottom first. Then I'm going to connect from the highest point from my eyebrows to the end. Then I'm going to start from the beginning and connect to the highest point of my eyebrows. Before you begin filling in your eyebrows, you must draw an outline on the other side of your eyebrows. You know what? All eyebrows is not created equal, so they are not symmetrical. So what I'm going to do is creating an outline first to see if it's symmetrical, then I'm going to fill in later on. Here's why filling in my eyebrows is so important. On the right side, as you can see, I barely have anything on the top, and on the left side, I don't have anything at the beginning and also at the ends. If you've been searching for a great eyebrows pencil that will not break your bank, I do recommend this one. It's only cost $1.50, and I buy it from Daiso. I mean, I do have a high end, but I always prefer this one because it performs amazing. This one is from Benefits. This is It Cosmetic and Anastasia pencil. And I mean, like, Anastasia is like $26. This is $24, $25, somewhere around there. But I always prefer this one to draw in my eyebrows. It's absolutely amazing and long lasting. Once you have a perfect outline, you definitely want to fill in your eyebrows. I like to start at the end first and gradually work toward the beginnings. And I'm going to switch to a spoolie to brush out any imperfections and apply it again if I need to. Can you see the difference? If you want your eyebrows to be on fleek, then clean off the edge. I'm going to use the Q-tips and try to make it as pointy as possible so I can really target the edge. And this will take away any colors out of the line. So for foundations, this is my first time trying this color, so I'm going to do a swatch. on my neck, like this. Then blend it in. If the color is starting to disappear and the same as your skin, then it's a perfect colors. What I really like about this foundation is that I can actually puff the products in on the surface before I'm going to apply on my face. I usually puff it out on my skin anyway, so this is very convenient and it's not going to create a lot of mess. So whenever I am applying foundations, I like to really target at one area and puff it out evenly before I'm going to apply all around my face. That is not going to be effective. You want to stay in one area and keep blending until it looks flawless. So as you can tell that this foundation is a little bit lighter than my skin tone because I did go to swim last week for a whole week and my skin got a little bit darker, but I can see this foundation is a great coverage because the layer of the darker skins whenever I apply this foundation is basically covering and you can't tell that I basically have a tan. This is clearly why you always have two shades of foundation. So one is for summer and one is for winter. Because summertime you get darker and that's why I have to really focus on my neck because it will be super weird to have a really light skins on my face and my neck is just really dark. By the way, you can also apply foundation on your eyelid. It doesn't really matter, but it's really going to help your skin tone to be even throughout your face. If you're having problem with acne, pimple, or blemishes, then don't be afraid. We are going to apply the concealer. This is a Tarte Shape Tape. I'm going to apply the shade that is going to be matching my skin colors or a little bit darker. We are going to use as a shadows, which means that it's going to hide your redness. But if you are going to use a lighter shade of concealer, it's going to do a opposite, which means it's going to show off your pimple more, and that's not what we want to do. The most effective way to actually cover your pimple is using your fingers to spot treatment in the area that needed to be treated. So for this method to work to cover your imperfections, you want to wait 1 to 2 minutes or even longer. You don't want to touch it whatsoever. So I'm going to move on to my eyes. If you have a oily eyelid, you definitely know who you are, then listen up. You want to apply concealers on your eyelid before you going to end with eyeshadows. Repeat. Definitely this is a must because it's going to save yourself with hassle and there will not create any crease throughout the day. Apply the thin and even layer with concealers. It could be a Tarte Shape Tape. I don't have to use this products right here, but since I have this P. Louise, I'm going to use it. Then go ahead and use a damp beauty blender and try to blend off the edge. You want to have this products as thin as possible. This method also helps you covering your red and also green veins on your eyelid. Moving back to covering my pimple, now I want to blend out only around the edge. I don't want to touch the middle because I want the color to really concentrate it in the middle. So it's going to help to covering my pimple, acne, blemishes, all the above. And I'm just targeting around the edge. So I waited for a good 3 to 4 minutes and it's definitely harder to shift the products around, but as long as you only target around the edge, it is okay. Now this part is very important whenever you are trying to hide your acne. Apply translucent powder around the area that you just apply the concealers because concealer will not able to set by itself. That's why we have to use these products. Remember, every single time whenever you're using concealers, what you have to do is apply translucent powder. But in this case that I have a white matte eyeshadows, I'm going to use that instead and apply all over my lid. Let's get started with the fun part. I'm going to use a small crease brush and I'm going to outline my crease. If you have a natural crease, this is where you want to target. I like to intensify the colors at the outer corners and it's going to really help shape my eye. If you have a model lid to a hooded eye, this also works too. Just go ahead and outline how you like your crease to be. If you already have a crease, lucky for you, just go ahead and outline that shape. At the outer end, go ahead and create a V shapes and then connect it toward the outer corners. The leftover eyeshadows, I'm going to drag it toward the inner corner of my eyes. I want to create like an ombre effect. That's why it's going to be lighter at the inner corners and gradually darker at the outers. This is where your makeup artist is going to begin, is blending. So you want to use a bigger brushes than the one that you actually use the colors to apply on. And I'm just basically doing the same as blending out those harsh edge again and again. I know this is really repetitive, but seriously, this is how you're able to make amazing eyeshadows look with any colors with these skills. Notice that I switched back to the smaller brush when I used toward the beginning because I want to intensify the colors. Blending brush is only going to use for blending. You don't want to dip in the colors and use a blending brush to apply on your eyelid because it's going to smear everywhere. This is where I'm going to use a blending brush to blend out those harsh lines once again. I'm going to use a different blending brush and I'm going to dip in this caramel color. It is really light, but since we are going to do an ombre effect, definitely you want to add in on top of the crease line, just a little bit above, and we are going to blend that edge in. A lot of time whenever you're looking at pictures of the eyeshadows look, you only think there's a couple of colors, which in this case there's probably 2, but technically there's 3 colors. You do not want any harsh edge, so pick a color that is actually lighter than the original colors and blending on top of it. Don't forget to also apply on the bottom rim of your eyelid because it's going to pull the look together. In makeup, detail oriented is a must. That's why I'm going back to this white matte eyeshadows and apply that under my eyebrows. This is going to define my eyebrows. Also, it's going to connect the eyeshadows together. This is optional, but I'm extra, so I'm going to do a cut crease, and this is going to help really define my eye shapes. And since I don't have a prominent crease line, I'm going to create one. To create a perfect crease line is all about using the right makeup brushes. So you want to have a thin oval shape. It's really help you to define those perfect edge. Lastly, I'm going to apply this white matte eyeshadows basically on top of the concealers, and this is it. I'm not going to use any metallic colors or glitter because it's going to show a weird sparkles on my eyelid whenever they're using flash with the camera. But if you really like to add some sparkle, then I definitely recommend you to add metallic colors at the inner corner. It's going to have a very nice effect. If you're having a hard time to apply liquid eyeliners, then don't be afraid. Just go ahead and grab a piece of Scotch tape, then apply it in the back of your hands. To take off the first layer of this stickiness, go ahead and apply alongside on the edge of your natural eye shapes. Then pressing it along the edge because this is going to help you achieve those perfect lines. Let's start out drawing the outer edge first because this is going to be your base. Starting at the mid of your eyelid, then gradually connect toward the outer edge. Once you connect it toward the ends, now go ahead and fill in at the empty spot. It's really depend on your taste. If you want to elongate your wings line, you can definitely do. But if you want a small wing line, then don't try to extend toward the ends. Gradually, I'm going to work in the inner corner of my eyes, and I want to draw a thin line as possible. I want to create a more edgy look, that's why I'm going to extend out in the inner corners and to elongate my eyes. If you don't like this technique, you don't have to. If you're not comfortable with this, I would not recommend you to do it. Take out the Scotch tape once you're ready, but you definitely need to retrace it again to make the edge even more precise. For this look, I want my eyeliner to be a little bit thicker, so I'm going to basically trace it on top of another layer and to create a thicker line. What amazing about liquid eyeliners is that you can reshape of how your natural eye is, so that's why I'm going to have a thicker line to create a bigger eye illusion. To finish off this look, you definitely want to apply your favorite false eyelashes. Look down 45 degrees and try to apply closely as possible to your real lashes. Then press it all together to merge your real eyelashes and your false eyelashes together for a natural looking lashes. If you want to use this false lashes again and again, whenever you're applying mascara, you only want to apply at the root. To merge your real eyelashes and false eyelashes together and without making a lot of clumps on your false eyelashes, and don't forget to apply some mascara on the bottom lashes because it's kind of look weird that you have a amazing false lashes but there's barely anything on the bottom. Then curl those eyelashes to merge it all together and nobody can tell that you are wearing false eyelashes. And here is the completed look. I'm going to work on the other side. Let's go ahead and add dimension to your face. If this is your first time trying to contour your face, it's kind of scary. So go ahead and pick the concealers that is 1 to 2 shades lighter than your concealer. So basically we are going to brighten up the T-zone. So I'm going to apply on my forehead, on the bottom of my eye to cover up my dark circles and any wrinkles. Also on the bridge of my nose since I want to refine that area since I barely have some. Also on my cupid bow and lastly on my chin. So this is the result and I look like I belong in the jungle. But we are going to use a damp beauty sponge and blend it all together. Whenever you are taking picture with a flash, it will make your face look extremely flat. And that's why we are going to use highlight and contour to make a 3D effect. I'm pretty sure you will notice that the hardest part is actually to blend under your eyes. I'm using Morphe blending brush because it have amazing edge that will work alongside under your eyes. I'm just using a damping motions or in another case you use it as buffing motions. And eventually it's going to cover years of dark circles and also your wrinkle that you have around your eyes. The last part is to blend out the area of your nose. You definitely want to stay straight as possible to create a perfect bridge. Not everybody have to contour their nose since I barely have any bridge on my nose and also my nostril is pretty wide. So using a nose contour definitely going to help to make my face more symmetrical and also going to refine the bridge of my nose. Here is the look of one side. It looked pretty crazy, but trust the method. I'm not going to show you in detail how I contour my nose because I did have a video dedicated for that. If you want to learn how, here's the video, but for the sake of time, we are going to skip this process. To create a perfect jawline is all about your brushes, so I'm going to use this fluffy angle brush, but what I'm going to do is make it into a fan. Then I basically draw in an outline so I know that's the area that I want to stop and not crossing any further, and I'm just basically blending it back and forth. And also don't forget to apply some bronzer under your chins because this is going to help you create a perfect V-line. Then go ahead and apply around your hairline to create some depth. Then go ahead and apply your favorite blushes, and currently I'm overly obsessed with these blushes, so you have seen it appear on my video a lot of times. Basically, a lot of people have used the method whenever you smile and go ahead and apply at the apple of your cheekbones. Well, you don't always smile, so it would definitely sag down and you want everything lifted. So which means that you want to apply a little bit on top of your apple of your cheekbones when you smile. This is like your personal favorite. If you want matte all the way, you don't have to use highlighter, but I love highlighters and it looks great in pictures. That's why I go ahead and highlight my face for a higher cheekbones. But if you already have a high cheekbone, then definitely you can skip this process. This is where the magic of the nose contour began, is to use highlighter. So I'm going to place 3-point using my finger to blend it out, and this is going to help my nose to be a little bit taller in pictures. Since my eye is pretty popping, I'm going to use a very natural shade of lipstick. I'm not going to use red in this eyeshadows. It's going to be really contrast and it's not going to look good. I want something that is going to complement this look. So I'm going to trace my lip using a lip liner first for a long lasting effect, and I'm going to apply lipstick on top of that. Especially if I know that I'm going to take pictures that have flash. Then I have to apply translucent powders all over my face. This is very important because since I have a combination skin, my oily skin will peek out throughout the day. So applying translucent powder not only going to help your makeup last throughout the day, but it's going to absorb all the oil that is unnecessary. Lastly, adding some setting spray to help this makeup last throughout the day, and it's going to look like this until you take it off. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you are graduating, definitely congratulate to you. You have finished your first milestone. There's plenty more, so I'm going to wish you good luck. There's another 2 videos waiting for you to click. Don't forget to subscribe, ring the bell for more notifications, and be part of the family. Give this video a like, comment below of what you want to see next. And as always, love yourself, stay motivated, peace out.